Good morning, Pat.
Good morning.
This is Pat Brodehl here, and I wanted to interview Pat for the simple reason that she has proven herself beyond all our imagination. Pat Brodehl is 74 years old, and she came to Wellness Haven 6 months ago in a state where she needed help. And what has become of her is just mind-blowing. So I would like you to, all my audience, to hear from Pat herself.
Well, I came here because I had been to many doctors, more than one, had MRIs regarding my back pain, and I had one doctor who suggested that I have yoga. And I thought, well, I've never done that before. I've hiked in the past, but I've never really gone to a gym and worked out, that sort of thing. So I told my daughter about it, and she's been in yoga for some time, and she found Umang. Am I saying your name right?
Umang, that's completely fine.
And she looked into many of the yoga places in the area, in Dublin area, Pleasanton area, and San Ramon. And she told me, she said, "Why, try going there." She said, "I think this will probably be the best place for you to start with yoga." And so I did. And I found that I wasn't very limber at all, but it was gentle yoga to start with, and that's what I thought I had to have. And so it was chair yoga to start with, and then we did wall exercises and stretches and such, and I found it to be something I could do, and something that made me feel a lot better too. My back pain I seemed to not need as much medicine as I was taking for my back pain, which was always there, and it seemed that the pain was alleviated somewhat with the yoga, just as the doctor had suggested. So I continued, and then all of a sudden, our gentle yoga class was turning into a little more of a class that required more stretching and without the chair and so forth. And I suddenly found that it was a little bit difficult for me to do some of the poses or stretches and such. And so I thought, maybe I really should have an easier class to continue this. And so my daughter, in the first place, had told me when I thought I'd go to the senior center to have my yoga, she said, "No, Mom, you don't need that because it would be too easy for you, and you won't. You're young. You're young at heart, and your body is okay, and your mind is fine, and you need to have something other than the senior center yoga." Well, I thought to myself, I think I better try it and see, because this is getting a little bit difficult for me. And so I did, and I went to a class, and I found that it was just too easy. It wasn't chair yoga, but it was on the floor, and it was half of what I had been doing, and as far as the stretches. And so I thought, I really don't need this class. I need to go back to my original class and try my best to do some of the poses that I found that I couldn't do. And I had this attitude that if I can't do it, then it's too hard for me. And I thought, no, I don't have to have that attitude. I can do a lot of it. I can do the balancing, and they didn't even have much of that in the senior class. And I thought, well, I can do that, and I can do it pretty well too. And I thought, it's just some of the floor movements that my body doesn't want to bend that far over, and of course my shoulders have, through the years, have kind of come forward a little bit, and so a lot of the exercises or stretches are to help you push your back and your shoulders back so that you're standing more straight. And so I've been concentrating on that. And then when I do the poses that require balance, I have found that if I concentrate, like I was told to do, and if I really concentrate, and it's not easy to do that. I mean, you just have to keep your eyes and your mind on this one spot, and I find that I can do it. And so I'm very pleased with this class because I know it's helping me. It's making my back better. It's making my walk better. It's making my stance better, and it's making me feel better.
Pat, you were gone for about 2 weeks, yes. And you came back after 2 weeks, and since then it has been just 3 weeks now again, yes. Back and into class. Mm-hmm. And the difference since then to now has been amazing. So she surprises me every single day of her life. She comes in consistently, so I want to make sure that people do understand why you have progressed so much. I can see dedication, I can see commitment, I can see that desire, that intense desire to make yourself better. And I still remember, telling you to straighten your back every single time you walked out of the class, you came into the class. And Pat is listening. Actually, she is listening. So she has straightened out her body so much. What surprised me yesterday and wanted me to do this interview with you is that I was counting till 50 in the one-legged balancing pose. Mm-hmm. And you were there. Everybody had come out of the pose, people younger than you, mm-hmm. and you were simply there. So I just kept watching, and I said, wow, just this is simply amazing for you to be able to touch your toes with your arms going backwards, mm-hmm. and to be able to, and you know what also surprises me, Pat, is the plank poses. Plank poses on all fours itself is hard, but I make you do side planks, mm-hmm. and Pat is able to do it. Do you want to show everyone how good you are?
Oh,
do the plank. Do the plank. I want people to see that we are not just simply talking. Well, Pat can actually do it.
Describe what I need to do.
Yeah, so you go with your left forearm on the mat.
Oh, okay.
Any forearm, it doesn't matter. Sideways, remember the sideways thing? Mm-hmm. On the mat. Pull yourself back on the mat, please.
Okay.
And then go sideways. And then split your legs backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, backwards. Both legs straight. Straight leg backwards. Oh. And then I want you to push off. Yes, exactly, Pat. And then push your hip off the floor. And then take your right arm up. There you go. And then roll back. That is Pat in her side plank. And then I know that, Pat, you can also do on the palm itself. So let's go then show our audience what a 74-year-old woman in 6 short months can do. Awesome, Pat. Bravo. And then slowly roll back. And then, you want to show them the pose that you find difficult. Yeah, she actually brought a picture in to show me the pose that she found difficult. And so fold forward. And then, place your palms on the floor. Just simply wherever you are. And just simply hang in your neck. And what I told Pat is that it doesn't matter how far you go. Simply that keeping that back nicely aligned and straight and reaching for support with your hands is good enough. And now, bring your palms in and namaste, Pat.
And then my legs don't go down far enough.
That's right.
Will they ever go down further?
Yes, they will. I promise you they will.
Seems like they won't.
They will, Pat. Thank you so much for coming here and talking with us and telling the people, what the journey that you have come through in 6 short months. I am very grateful and thankful that you are a part of our Wellness Haven family. And I'm hoping that many, many, many others will actually take this opportunity to find their way into Wellness Haven as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
I'm very thankful that I came here.
Thank you, Pat.